Mortal Kombat as a franchise has been headed in a very rough direction for years at this point, and it seems that it's only going to continue to get worse because now Mortal Kombat 1 has gender swapped several characters, as, hilariously enough, the active Steam player counts are nearly identical to that of Mortal Kombat 11. I have a few different things to show off, but before I get into the topic, if you enjoy the content I create, check out the links in the description, join the community in my live streams, and consider supporting through Patreon or YouTube memberships. Now, I've talked about Mortal Kombat a lot on this channel because I used to really love the franchise. The games were so gory and epic and intense and just fantastic. NetherRealm would listen to their player base and try to make tweaks and changes in patches and in new games according to what we wanted. And of course, the art direction was absolutely stellar. But over the past couple of releases, we've definitely seen a dip in quality, at least in my opinion, and now we're finding out that Mortal Kombat 1 is gender swapping characters. It says the developer NetherRealm Studios gender swapped both Cyrax and Sector in its upcoming Chaos Reigns DLC for Mortal Kombat 1, as Steam player numbers for Mortal Kombat 11 are nearly identical to Mortal Kombat 1. And this isn't very shocking because I feel like Mortal Kombat 1 did not garner a lot of the hype that they were expecting. I know Mortal Kombat 11 did pretty good for them. It did gain a lot of attention, but MK1 just really didn't pick up a lot of steam from what I understand, from what I have seen on social media. And of course, I've covered the game extensively, both of these games extensively. I have videos going back on my channel 5 freaking years when I wasn't even doing YouTube, on a consistent basis, and I was just putting up some of my opinions online, talking about how games like Mortal Kombat 11 were intentionally toned down and the art director dealt a fatality to fans. We know Mortal Kombat 11, a big issue I had were the female character designs. I love seeing sexy, strong female characters in my video games. I want them to show skin, but I also want them to have, a lot of really good assets. And we saw these females completely toned down. Scarlet was masculinized, Jade was masculinized, and then Mortal Kombat received another fatality with over $7,000 worth of microtransactions, or over 3,300 hours of grind time, and these games have been getting wrecked. I mean, Mortal Kombat 1 had a Switch release, which looked like trash, and the Megan Fox performance tanked the scores. It's been a nightmare for them for the past, 5 years at least, even before that. And now we're also dealing with gender swaps, which are just so stupid, in my opinion. Gender swaps are kind of the worst thing that you could do to an established character. Yes, we see tweaks in, character backstory sometimes. We also see race swaps more often now than we used to, but gender swaps are truly the bane of my existence. I've covered a lot of topics on the channel over the years, and I've said this before, but race swaps aren't always as bad as gender swaps. If an actor or an actress can accurately depict a character or recreate the essence of that character, and the race of the character is not a central point to their story, then yes, some of the times race swaps can work, but gender swaps always completely change the essence of a character, and they change their backstory and their role within a story. Therefore, they can never mimic the likeness of the original, and gender swaps are just terrible, in my opinion. Create new, unique characters with that story you wanted to tell, and that can work, but do not take established characters with an established gender and switch them around. It says, as noticed on the Mortal Kombat website, the Chaos Reigns DLC or expansion features reimagined stories and gameplay for Sabot, Cyrax, and Sector, while also welcoming new faces. Just create a bunch of new faces instead of reimagining characters and their stories because you want to push some sort of narrative. If you want to have a Mortal Kombat game with all females, go for it, but do not gender swap. That never works, and you're just going to receive a ton of backlash for it. And as this article hilariously points out, the player numbers for this game are not good, and they're right on par with Mortal Kombat 11's. Mortal Kombat's, at the time of this screenshot, was 1,702 players, and the all-time peak was 35,147, and Mortal Kombat 1's is 1,608 playing at the time of the screenshot, and then the peak was 38,129 at release. So we're not talking about games that are, let's be honest, drastically different in player counts or interest. It seems that there are the same amount of people playing both of these games, and that's not changing. Maybe, of course, this big new update, this DLC, will bring more people in to Mortal Kombat 1, but I just don't see this number skyrocketing or it doing even close to its all-time peak because of this DLC release, and people are already upset and talking about this on social media, talking about how basically unhappy they are with this decision and just the direction that NetherRealm is heading in. Taking a quick peek at the official gameplay trailer they posted on X, their responses are brutal right now. Mortal Kombat DEI Edition Epic, a strong independent race swap female Cyrax, just what nobody asked for. Rip Mortal Kombat. You will be missed, but not as much as the people at NetherRealm Studios missing their jobs, and Warner Brothers misses making any kind of profit. Warner Brothers is struggling right now. We know with Suicide Squad Killed the Justice League, it was a massive failure. It lost them over $200 million, they admitted, and I don't see a way that Mortal Kombat is going to make them money unless they go back to the drawing board. I say this all the time. Companies need to let franchises rest. Give it a couple of years before you start milking Mortal Kombat again. And if you take 3 or 4 or 5 years even, and you really start listening to what customers want, looking at what people are asking for, and trying to cultivate a team that is reminiscent of the ones that, of course, made the franchise successful in the first place, maybe you can start to make money again, but that isn't happening. These companies are focusing on DEI, race swapping, and gender swapping characters, reimagining their franchises, rebooting storylines. And that's just not what people want. Make new characters instead of destroying old ones. It should be as simple as that. Just creating new characters with maybe similar stories, but these companies are just making mistake after mistake, and it's like they actively want to lose money. I still hate how they're not even cyborgs, just ladies in suits. Another franchise destroyed. There are a couple of people here that, are saying that they're so excited and that these characters look insane, which is good, because at the end of the day, I just want people to play games and I want them to enjoy these games, but I'm not enjoying the way that these franchises are headed, so I'm going to criticize them, which is perfectly fine as well. And there are so many people that are willing to speak up now. For years, the mainstream, whether it was the media or the developers, made us feel like our voice did not matter, but it does. Every single comment on this video, comment on these tweet threads, every single post does matter. Maybe one day these companies will start listening to the actual customers they pushed away and that they once had, but for now, they're not. They're listening to activists. They're trying to make products that appeal to modern audiences, aka sensitive snowflakes on social media, and it's not going well for them because they're not making money, and time again, they're getting absolutely destroyed for the terrible decisions that they're making. Now, like usual, I will be keeping my eye on social media to see if they announce anything else and what the fan response is, if people continue to roast them, because right now it's not going well. Only time will tell, but for now, that's all that I really had to discuss in this video. Let everyone know your thoughts in the comments below. If you enjoyed this, give it a like, and if you didn't, give it a dislike. I appreciate your support either way, but I'll talk to you all again in the next video really soon.